I recently concluded my first semester examination as a third year law student, and these tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video are tips that I implemented very late this semester, but at least they helped me calm the pressure of facing this huge examination because of the things I heard. So I'll share it with you guys. Even if you're not a law student, I want to assure you that you will find these tips very helpful. I promise. It's not law-based tip, okay? It's general study tips. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to calm you down. So do ensure that you follow these tips. And lastly, they are not step by step, okay? I just did research for myself and what it is exactly that I did this semester that helped me. So I just noted them down and decided that I'm going to make a video about it and post it. So they are not step by step. You just sit down, listen to the whole thing, then rearrange them the way that you think is going to favor you, and voila, you can use it. So let's get right into this video. Now, the first tip I am going to be giving to you is that you should ensure that you have a complete note before your exam. Please have a complete note. This is as simple as ABC. I don't think I need to tell you why you need a complete note. If you are a very serious student, you should have a complete note, either handwritten note or on your phone or on your PC or whatever it is. Get a complete note before the exam starts. And if there is no way you can get your notes completed before the exam starts, get the note from somebody else. It's going to go a long way in helping you. I don't want to talk much about this because you already know how important it is for you to have a note. Even all the tips I'm going to be giving you here are based on you having a complete note, something to read. So if there is nothing for you to read, failure is the goal. You are planning to fail because you fail to plan. Do you get the idea? So yes, let your notes be completed before the exams starts. Number 2 is for you to get past questions. Get yourself past questions. You are going to be doing yourself a whole lot of favor. Get yourself past questions. I got my past questions for first semester at the third, is that Hangul? At the third week of resumption. That was when I got myself past questions. I'm offering only 5 courses for this first semester, with social psychology being the external course, criminal law, commercial law, law of thought, oil and gas, and then the social psychology. These are the questions on all the 5 courses. I got them. Now, this is the purpose of you getting a past question is not for you to answer everything. You cannot answer all the questions in past questions. You're going to be wasting your time doing so. You only answer maybe 1 or 2 from each courses just to see how things are. But the reason why you need to get a past question is so that while you are reading or after reading a topic, you can easily come to this past question to search for a particular question that is related to that topic. You want to know the style or the way that these lecturers are setting their questions when it comes to that particular topic. Do you understand? Do you get the logic of it? Yeah, you want to get yourself familiar with the topics. Let's say, for example, in criminal law, there's this topic known as strict liability. Strict liability, immediately I was done reading strict liability, I came to my past question and I started looking for any past question, like any questions on strict liability. I found one in the last set, 2022/2023. Was it 2022? Yeah, is it last set? I don't know, but it was 2022/2023. With the aid of decided cases, profile argument for and against strict liability in Nigeria. Then I saw another question based on strict liability. I saw another question based on strict liability. I think they only asked something relating to strict liability 3 times throughout the whole criminal law past questions that I have with me. But I was able to understand the format and the ways that these lecturers asked their questions. And even though the questions were not similar, but the strict liability as a topic is not a broad one. Within 3 pages, we are already done with the lecturer's note on strict liability. So I knew that if the lecturer is not going to be asking something relating to this particular past question, like rewarding the whole thing, is going to ask it like this, is probably going to ask it like this. So when you have a past question, it prepares you ahead. Alright, so please get yourself a past question. And when you do get the past question, when you are done reading a particular topic, go back to that past question to see how questions are asked on that particular topic. It's going to help you a lot. And sometimes past questions get repeated. So never say never. The next one is for you to get to know your lecturer's style of teaching. Please, if there's a way you can get close to your lecturer as well, get close to your lecturer. It is very important. I have a friend who is very close to most of our lecturers, and one particular time he answered a question on, is it strict liability, but it was one particular topic in criminal law, and he went to give this lecturer his answer booklet. At least I think he used about 6 pages just for a question. And just from the first page, the lecturer looked at the question and said, do you intend to write this and submit to me? Like, is this what you want to submit to me on the exam day? If you were to submit this to me on the exam day, I'm feeling you down, like you're going down. That was what the lecturer said to him. And this, my friend told me some of the errors that the lecturers pointed out, and he sent the errors. He took a picture of all the errors that the man highlighted and sent it to our study group. Now, this man has never for once stood in front of the class to tell us, these are the things I expect you guys to do in my past questions. These are the things I want you, this is how I want you guys to answer my question. He did not. Some of the lecturers did revision with us. They told us, this is how I want you to answer my question, all these things. He did not. But because my friend went there and he was able to get how he wants his questions to be answered, he said, we are prepared that any question that comes from this man's part, this is how we are supposed to answer it. And then there's another particular lecturer of mine who is very vocal about what it is that he wants in our answers to his question. And he told us that, I said, when you're using IRAC, once you have given me the issue, for the rule, I only need you to give me one case. Just give me one case. Don't give me anything more than one case. And for that case, don't give me the fact. I don't need the fact. What I need you to give me is the ruling of the court. So that case has to be like the locus classicus of the whole thing. It is, if you don't remember what the locus classicus, you can use any other case that is related to that topic or the area of topic where that question is coming from. But preferably, if you have the locus classicus, use the locus classicus. And he told us, he said, just one case, and it is only the ruling of the courts that you should give me for the rule. Then when it comes to your application, the application is where I want to see you break it down. I want to see you analyze. I need to see your application. That is where you should put your energy into. So in that application, the cases you're going to give there, just give me probably 2 cases. One of them should have the facts of the case, and for the other, don't bother giving me the facts, just mention the case there. And then for your conclusion, if you want to now add cases to your conclusion. That was how he told us. But other lecturers made us to understand that they needed to see cases. Give them cases in the rule. They want to see cases. They want to see judicial authorities. They want to see citation. Give them sections. Give them everything. If you have not written 4 pages, they are not happy. They are not satisfied. But this lecturer just like 2.5. Sometimes just 2. If you can even give it less than 2, it's fine. Don't give him bulk. He doesn't need bulk. So this lecturer is very open. But some are not very open. It is until you get close to them to ask them that they will open their mouths to tell you, this is what it is that I want you to do. This is the thing I don't want to see when you're answering my question. So get to know your lecturer's style of teaching and what it is that they expect. Okay? If you don't know how to approach your lecturers, get somebody who can and let the person do it for you. Exactly. The next step is that once it is getting towards exam period, please try to shorten your notes. If you have a very bulky note, shorten your note. What I mean by shortening your note is highlighting points in that topic. Highlight the points in that topic. That's all you need for this particular topic. What are the important things there? What are the cases? What is the locus classicus? Okay, negligence, right? Negligence. What is the locus classicus for negligence? What is the particular case that the lecturer emphasized on while he was teaching this thing? What was the particular lecturer? What particular case that the lecturer said he likes in this thing? All those things you want to do them. Once you do them, create a folder for them in your notebook. I use Pure White. I'm going to put the video right there. I will show you guys how I do it. I created a folder for each course, then created subfolders, if I can call it subfolders, for the topics. I just highlighted point, this thing, this is the topic, this is the topic. You guys are going to see it right here, like on the screen. I'm going to put it there. So this is to help lessen the anxiety that you will feel when you look at almost 15 pages or more than 20 pages of a particular topic. Do you understand? I was preparing for a particular course, oil and gas, and the note on a topic was more than 10 pages. It was more than, I have a very big handwriting though, but it was more than 10 pages. Ask me what I did. I had to shorten it. So, when you are making your own notes, you are likely to start making research. My notes, I make research. I ask ChatGPT, I go to Google, all the things I find, I put them in my notes. So these things make my note get more bulky, right? So a material that a lecturer could send to us that could just be maybe 3 pages, by the time I decide to make my own note on it, I'm going to 10 pages already. So that's the kind of person I am when it comes to my academics. Because of that, I had to shorten the notes. I had to go for things that are related, shorten it. And once you are done shortening that note, transfer them to ChatGPT. If they are on your phone, copy those shortened aspects, give it to ChatGPT. Let ChatGPT ask you questions from those areas. And if possible, hold a conversation with ChatGPT. Do all those things so that you can get that aspect stick to your head. But please try to shorten your notes as much as possible by listing out the points, listing out the very important cases that you need to learn. If I show you guys how I do it on my phone, I think you guys will understand it better. So the next one is that start reading from the beginning of the semester. Please start reading from the beginning of the semester. I don't know how I'm supposed to. Please start reading. Start reading from the beginning of the semester. If you have read from the beginning of the semester, you feel less anxious when it is time for exam. Okay, I've been in that situation whereby I did not fully prepare for a particular course and I was so anxious down to when the question paper was given to me. Like literally, even the little that I knew from the course just flew. On our way, it flew. It just went out of my brain. So that feeling, I know I've been there. And there's a particular feeling you get when you like, I read this topic. Yeah, I've been reading it from the beginning. So you cannot. Right from this commercial law, there is nothing you want to ask me from transfer of property in goods to right to disposal to performance of a contract, delivery of wrong quantity. Literally, almost all the thing inside the 1893 Act, I know them offhand. I know the sections, I know everything. That's because I've been reading them since the lecturer started taking the topics. So please start reading. If you're a law student, if you start reading, you are getting yourself, familiarized with the cases. You're getting to know the cases, even though if you have not started memorizing them. The purpose of this is that when it is now time for exam, it will be easy for you to memorize some of the things that you're supposed to memorize. Cases, principles. Don't memorize principles, understand principles, okay? But you get what I'm trying to say. If you know them already, you can, once you at least you know the fact, by the time you want to memorize it, it will be easy for you to do so. Then we are getting to the end of the video. When it comes to your revision day, divide the hours according to each lecturer's topics. Now, I don't know how many lecturer takes you in a course. In my course, some of my courses, the lecturer takes we have about 2 to 3 lecturers for each course. Okay, so when it comes to my revision day, I can give the first 4 hours to one particular lecturer's topics to do revision on them. Then the next 4 hours is going to be for this particular lecturer's topics. Then the next 4 hours is going to be for this particular lecturer's topic. Then this particular hours is going to be for revision of everything before exam. Now, I did this one. Let's say I'm having an exam tomorrow. Today being Thursday, starting from 8 p.m. Or I could decide to just sleep during this particular time, then wake up around 12 in the night, and then start the reading from that time down to when the exam is going to begin. If I had criminal law 9 a.m. in the morning, so I was already reading the criminal law before 12 in the midnight. But you get the point. Just divide it for your revision, divide it that way, so that you'll be able to cover everything you're supposed to revise without falling out of time. And then for the last tip, please sleep. Please sleep. It is very important. Please sleep. I don't have much to say about that, but just sleep, because you're going to regret it if you don't sleep. Don't pull all-nighter if you cannot pull it. Don't pull all-nighter if it is not in your power to do so. And don't feel oppressed when others are pulling all night. If it is not in your energy, don't. As a kind of, I love sleeping a lot. Like if I don't get my 8 hours sleep, I'm just going crazy. But there are sometimes I have to pull all-nighters because I know I have the ability to do so. Not every time, once in a while. And for this examination, I did pull all-nighters. Actually, for my commercial law today, I pulled all-nighters. I slept for like 3 hours in between though. But I still pulled it. I did it. I did it. But please, if you cannot, don't, because you hate yourself. If you're having an exam by 8 a.m. and you're waking up 10 a.m., you will cry. You will feel like hanging yourself. You feel like dying. So please, when it is important, if you feel like your body is not taking it, get some rest, sleep. If you die, the faculty is going to continue. That course you are chasing is going to continue. That degree that you want, many people, thousands and millions of people are going to get it after your death, and they're going to march over your grave. You're going to do yourself a whole bad thing. So please rest when you're supposed to rest. Alright, so we have come to the end of this video. I don't know if I make this video the way I wanted to, but I hope you guys watched to the very end. All these tips, like I said, they are from my heart, okay? Therefore, like these are tips that I did this semester that helped me, but I discovered them very late. I started doing some of them very, very late this semester. But for next semester, I am not going to do that same mistake. I am starting them as early as possible. And by the end of the second semester, any other new thing I discover in between my reading, I'm also going to be making a part 2 to this video by then. So thank you guys for watching. And if you're yet to subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.